Hello, you guys. Welcome and welcome back. We got to talk about how the times have been shifting and changing, and how we need to remember that the grass is not always greener on the other side, you guys. Let's talk about it. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can continue to catch the vibe. Sometimes in life, we feel like things would be better if we were in a different predicament or we were in a different situation. Sometimes we see other people's life and we see other people's situations and we just imagine how it must be for them. And a lot of times when we have those ideations or imaginative thoughts, we don't really have the full scope of the situation. We don't see the full picture because we're not living in that person's life. A lot of times, especially when you're in an impoverished situation or you're a poor person and you've been given that plight in life, you think that just having money would fix the situations in your life, but oftentimes that can make situations worse than what they actually are. Sometimes that money is not always going to solve your problem. And you think that something is going to be better if the shoe was on the other foot or if the situation was flipped around and you were the one who had the money in that situation. But that's not always true, okay? That's not always the case. And times have changed, y'all. I was coming out here. The sky looks crazy. Do we have a halo? But I was coming out here and it was hot all the time. And if y'all have been following me for a while, I appreciate it. First of all, thank you so much for you guys who are supportive of the channel and who have been really showing up and just really like listening to what I have to say, because I really appreciate it. But you guys, if you've been watching for a while, you know that I was walking around out here in the hot heat of the summertime. I almost bit my lip. In the hot heat of the summertime. Yeah, and I didn't appreciate the fact that it was warm and that I didn't need a jacket. Now I'm out here in short sleeves and it's chilly. Okay, it's cold. So what am I going to do? Complain about the cold? Is that what I'm going to do? No. Because I'd rather for it to be cold than to be hot. But that's the point of what I'm trying to tell y'all, okay? Is that sometimes we have situations in our life that are less than satisfactory. Or it's a situation that's difficult for us to deal with. And what can I say? While the situation may be very challenging and frustrating, and while the situation could put us in a predicament that is kind of a tight squeeze or a difficult spot, we have to be grateful for everything that we have. A lot of us right now are dealing with uncertainty and fear surrounding our own personal situations or situations that are going on around us on a larger scale. But sometimes you trip yourself up when you think that the grass is going to be greener on the other side, when in reality it's not. When in reality, the situation that you idolize or the situation that you put on a pedestal may not be the situation that's right for you, or it may not be any better than your current situation. It might be worse, okay? That's one thing that I've learned being from Chicago and understanding the cold winters and how they work, and coming down to a southern state and seeing how hot it can be. It can still get cold down here, but I'm kind of more used to the cold weather and adapted to the cold weather than I am to the hot weather. But it's still, it gets to me every now and then on either side. It doesn't really matter. But that's the whole point of the situation. It's like, love what you got. Love what you got. Dance with the person you came with. Whatever you want to say when it comes to sayings and things like that. Because you never know how something could change or get worse than what it is right now. Hey, how you doing? Good. Yeah, it's chilly. It sure is. I was just talking about that. I'm from up north. So it don't really bother me. It's chilly, but it don't bother me like that. Uh, but yeah, y'all, that's exactly what it is. It's like sometimes we think a situation is bad until we experience something worse. We think a situation is bad until, it really hits the fan. And, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But what I do know is that I've been through a lot of ish. If we're going to talk about ish, I could tell you about ish. And sometimes I used to think, oh, my kids that I go to school with, my classmates, like when I was younger, right? My mom was a single mom, and I didn't have a dad in my life. I didn't really have a male support system in my life. And I was always comparing my situation to my friend's situation. And like, oh, they got a dad, so their life has to be so much better. And it was crazy because the other month, like last month at some point or another, I connected back with one of my elementary school friends, and we kind of caught up a little bit, and we talked about some things. We didn't talk for that long, but we talked about some things. And it's crazy because when I was young, I used to intuitively pick up on what this friend was going through in her household, because I used to go over her house and she would come over my house. But she had 2 parents, and I used to be like, dang, she got a house with an upstairs. She got a house with a basement in it. Not only does she have an upstairs, but she got a basement. She got a downstairs. You know what I mean? Like, they have 2 cars, and I remember when I was young, I went to her father's like business opening. Like, he opened a business, and it was really like crazy. It was fun, and it was like, oh my God, I wish that I had a dad like this, and kind of coveting what someone else had. And it's innocent, you guys. What I'm trying to tell you is it's not crazy to feel like you want to have a different life, or to feel that you wish your life could look differently or possibly be more like someone else's life. There's nothing wrong with feeling like that. But before you start to write off your situation, looking at another person's situation, really evaluate whether or not your situation is as bad as you think it is. Because with the state of the world right now and everything that we're experiencing and going through in life, things are about to change in a way that's really going to show people that they didn't have anything to complain about in the first place. And I'm being straight up with y'all. We're not only going to find out about people's situations that we thought were better than ours, finding out that they aren't better than ours, whether it's celebrities or influencers or people in the public eye. We're going to be finding out about those people's lives and figuring out that their lives really aren't that great. The things that they have shown, which are illusions, for all this time, we're going to find out that it's not as nice as we thought it was. We're going to start finding out the skeletons that are in people's closets. We're going to start finding out how bad situations really are. Like, and when I say bad, I mean bad. Okay? And I'm being a little psychic here because I already know what's about to go down. And I know that I'm prepared for this because of how shitty. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but that's the truth. My life, my childhood was trash. My teenage years were trash. At the end of the day, like, I'm not upset about it because I made peace with it. But my younger years were some of the hardest years of my life. And I am still at 32 years old, working myself out of ditches that either were dug for me or that I dug for myself during that time in my life. And I know that whatever I'm about to face or whatever we're about to experience in this future state of affairs that we live in, whatever's coming, I know that I can deal with it. Because if I could get through everything that I went through as a child, and I could still be standing after all of that, I know that I can get through whatever's coming in the near future. But I'm not sure about some folks, especially people who've had a pretty gravy ride this whole time. I'm a little concerned for y'all. And it's not because I don't have faith in you guys, but I feel like a lot of people are about to have a very rude awakening. And part of it is realizing the falsities that we have believed when it comes to people we idolize and we look up to. It's already happening. Okay. Another thing is when it comes to the things that we complain about in this world, okay? And I want to say so many things, but I'm not going to say too much. But whatever it is that you can put your finger on and pinpoint when it comes to things that people have been complaining about, when I tell you, baby, the things that we've been complaining about that we thought were issues and that we thought would be a major problem or that we had an issue with that was crazy, we're going to start finding out it really ain't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. And a lot of people are going to be wishing for the way it used to be. And they're going to be wishing that they were more grateful for what they had before, because they're going to see that the grass is not greener on the other side. And I'm not saying this in like a threatening way, or I'm not saying this in like a political way. I know that I've made political statements on this channel, but like this is more so in an overall sense of awareness. People are going to start to realize that they should have loved what they had, or love what they got and remember what they had. Project Pat. I've been telling y'all. Got to take the good with the bad. Smile with the sad. Love what you got and remember what you had. Okay? Messing with the ones who helped you in the times when you was flat broke, didn't even have a dime. Okay? If y'all don't know that song, it's called Life We Live by Project Pat. Go listen to it, because it might help you. But all I'm saying is, it would be wise for people, and share this, you guys. Share this if you think somebody needs to hear it, because, you know, it's something that I feel like is really going to be necessary, because these are more so prophetic messages that I feel like y'all are going to need to know, that don't need to be edited, because when you edit things, it takes away the authenticity. And one thing about me is I'm authentic, and I'm going to be authentic regardless of the situation or regardless of whoever I'm in front of. I'm going to be the same person on this YouTube app that you meet in person. I might not be as animated in person. I might not be as vocal or outspoken in person, but you're gonna get the same version of me in person or in any situation that you get on this app. And I'm just saying, I don't know what to tell y'all, but some folks gonna have a rude awakening when it comes to how things are gonna change, because the way people are complaining right now, everybody complain about everything. Everybody just complains about everything. And there are some things that are worth complaining about. There are some things that are worth fighting for. But there's some battles that it just ain't worth the fight. There are some battles that a lot of y'all are out here fighting. Not y'all necessarily, but a lot of people are out here fighting battles that are not worth the fight. And it's a drain on your energy. And it's something that you need to just appreciate what you got and pray for better times. Because I'm telling you, some folks is complaining about how it is right now, and it's going to get worse. But if you the type of person, if you are an individual who has been through situations, just say you were very poor. You had to eat fried bologna sandwiches. Maybe you didn't even have fried bologna. Maybe you had Spam. If you were a person who didn't have toilet paper readily available in your house and you had to wipe your ass with a washcloth. If you the type of person who had to go and figure out from the food pantry whether or not you was going to get any food to eat, or you had to go to school and couldn't even afford school lunch, you the reason why they made free lunch, then you going to be fine. But it's some people who are very pampered and spoiled who are not going to be ready for this, and they're going to wish that they did not fight so hard for the greener grass, because they're going to get over there and realize it's astroturf. So I hope that helped y'all. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think, you guys. What do you feel is coming? Because something is coming, okay? What do you feel is coming? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about what I said or any opinions that you have on it. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I love you guys so much. Appreciate you. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.